Dear friends, welcome to the Catholic Man Review Show, the place where we discuss Catholic insights as found in modern-day Catholic books. I'm your host, Vincent. By the time this episode airs, we would be preparing to celebrate the solemn Easter Vigil. And it is at this Mass that Catholics will be renewing their baptismal promises. Moreover, Catholics profess their faith at the Mass every week on Sundays and solemnities through the recitation of the Nicene or Apostles' Creed. Yet, what is it that we say in the Creed and or any form of the profession of faith? Do you know what most of it means? I don't know about you, but there is something so profound about being able to renew the baptismal promises at the Easter Vigil night. I was baptized when I was 3 months old, so my parents and godparents made those promises on my behalf. Then, when I was confirmed about 7 years ago, I made those promises, I made that profession of faith myself. And each Easter Vigil is an opportunity for you and I to renew that faith that we said yes to on the day of our baptism and confirmation. The renewal of baptismal promises are a form of profession of the faith, which takes the place of the creed whenever such formulae is used as prescribed in the Roman Missal. Yet, do we take this profession of faith seriously, or do we just go through the motions each time we recite the creed or renew our baptismal promises? Well, I think it is really easy for us, to fall into this trap of routine, not only with our prayer, but also with the profession of faith. It seems that Catholic authors Steve Ray and Deacon Dennis Walters understand the need for some sort of, I'd say, like a review of the creed and faith that we profess in publishing The Catholic Faith, an introduction to the creeds. Well, this book is one that I truly recommend, not only to those new to the Catholic faith, but it is a great resource to have beside your copy of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. Perhaps, the first question that we rarely think of when reciting the creed is, where did it come from? In what historical context was it written in or compiled? Some may say that it came from a specific ecumenical council, which is right to some extent, but the first chapters of this book strive to point out to us that the statements of the faith derive from the time of Jesus and his earliest followers, and that just a reading of the New Testament will allow us to see how many creedal statements there are. And as I said, the first 2 chapters are dedicated to speaking about these roots, these developments and needs that are addressed at a certain point in Christian history, which gave way to the formation of various creeds and formulae of the profession of the Catholic faith. From there, you transition to chapters 3 to 7, and I would say they're the meat of the book, as both authors dedicate these chapters to a thorough breakdown of the creed. And it seems that they've specifically focused on the forms of the Apostles and the Nicene Constantinople, often called in short, the Nicene Creed. Both authors draw on Scripture as their foundation in the explanation of the creed. But yet they speak to our beliefs also in the light of the tradition of the Church, right? And no fear, I found the language to be very simple to understand and also quite fascinating to read. I was amazed at how much I took my faith, what I profess, for granted, and how there are things in the creed that really fall into relation with a lot of scripture passages that I really failed to connect the dots. I say when you read this book, consider this as a review of what you learned and an expansion of catechism classes that you took. But In this different way, Ray and Walters gives you new insight to what you thought you knew well, but in reading the book, realize that you still have gaps here and there in terms of what you know about the faith, because our Catholic faith is just so broad, and there's just so much to it, right? And I think this leads into the last chapter, right? Which is very apologetical in its nature, as it discusses some of the common objections to the creed. Who knows? You might come across some of these points that are being objected to in passing by an online forum or sometimes in conversation. Then they're really good tools to have in the back of your pocket. Once again, it's very easy to read and follow, and I'd recommend you that as you read this text to take notes and take condensed notes in bullet form. This will help you a great deal in just trying to nail down the various points of the creed. And on top of it, in order to supplement the contents, there's a short list of creeds and also a glossary as well. For me, I was just amazed at looking at the list, just at how many creeds we've had throughout church history. How beautiful is our Catholic faith? Once again, I certainly recommend this book, and I hope that you will consider perhaps purchasing the book and take a read, take a stab at that, this text after exams. And I hope in that you will come to love the great beauty, the depth of our faith. And in that, we understand what we say and what we believe in. And that wraps up this review episode on the Catholic Man Reviews. Thank you for joining us throughout this season of the Catholic Man Reviews. We hope you would join us for future seasons. I'm Vincent Pham, signing off on the Catholic Man Reviews Season 1. God bless.